biting wind whipped at Amelia's face as she clung to the crumbling ledge, the precipice dropping away to a dizzying abyss of swirling mist. Below, the chasm yawned, a monstrous maw of darkness punctuated by the distant roar of unseen rapids. Beside her, Rhys, his face grim, expertly maneuvered a rope around the jutting crag. Almost there, he grunted, his voice barely audible above the gale. Just a few more feet. They were on the far side of the Devil's Teeth, a range of jagged peaks guarding the entrance to the legendary Lost City of Zerzura, rumored to hold secrets older than the pharaohs. Their pursuit had led them across continents, through treacherous jungles, and now, to this precarious climb. The Nazi agent, Vogel, had been hot on their trail, always a shadow in the periphery, a relentless predator. Amelia suspected he knew more about Zerzura than he let on. "I still don't understand why the cartographer was so insistent on this route," Amelia shouted back, her voice strained. "Surely there was an easier way in." Rhys glanced at her, his eyes dark with concern. Old man Fitzwilliam was eccentric, yes, but he claimed this was the only approach that bypassed the Guardian stones. Apparently disturbing them isn't advisable. Amelia frowned. Guardian stones? What are those? He didn't elaborate, Rhys admitted, pulling himself closer to the ledge. Said something about ancient wards and restless spirits. The rope tightened, and Rhys signaled for her to move. With a surge of adrenaline, Amelia pulled herself across the chasm, landing on a narrow plateau overlooking a breathtaking vista. The lost city of Zerzura lay before them, bathed in the ethereal glow of the setting sun. It was even more magnificent than the legends described. Towers of polished, white stone soared into the sky, intricately carved with strange symbols. A vast central pyramid dominated the skyline, its peak shrouded in mist. Below, a network of canals shimmered, reflecting the golden light. But the beauty was tainted by an unsettling silence. There were no signs of life, no movement, just an oppressive stillness that seemed to press down on them. "Remarkable," Amelia breathed, mesmerized. Suddenly, a guttural roar echoed through the city, shattering the silence. From the shadows of a nearby tower, a monstrous figure emerged, a hulking beast with the body of a lion and the head of a falcon, its eyes burning with malevolent intelligence. "What in God's name?" Rhys exclaimed, drawing his revolver. "A sphinx," Amelia whispered, remembering the fragmented texts she's translated. But they were considered myths. The sphinx let out another ear-splitting roar and charged towards them, its massive paws shaking the ground. Rhys fired, but the bullets seemed to bounce harmlessly off its thick hide. "We need to move," he yelled, dodging the beast's sweeping paw. They scrambled towards the city gates, the sphinx hot on their heels. As they reached the entrance, they were confronted by another surprise, a squad of Nazi soldiers, led by Vogel and Sal. "Well, well," Vogel sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. "Look who finally arrived. I was beginning to think he's gotten lost." Vogel. Amelia spat, her hand instinctively reaching for her own pistol. "What are you doing here?" "Let's just say I'm here to secure some valuable assets," Vogel replied, gesturing towards the city. "Zerzura holds secrets that the Reich can put to excellent use. Secrets that you won't be around to witness." A fierce firefight erupted. Rhys and Amelia returned fire, taking down several of Vogel's men, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. The Sphinx, seemingly oblivious to the conflict between humans, prowled the city walls, its eyes fixed on the intruders. "We need to find a way to disable that thing," Rhys shouted over the din of gunfire. "It's distracting us." Amelia remembered something from Fitzwilliam's notes, a mention of a harmonic resonance, a specific frequency that could pacify the Sphinx. He believed it was tied to the central pyramid. "The pyramid!" Amelia yelled. Fitzwilliam mentioned a harmonic resonance linked to the pyramid. "If we can reach it, we might be able to neutralize the Sphinx." Ignoring the hail of bullets, Amelia and Rhys fought their way towards the pyramid, leaving a trail of fallen Nazis in their wake. As they approached the base of the structure, they noticed intricate carvings adorning its surface, a complex pattern of geometric shapes and symbols. "This must be it," Amelia said, studying the carvings. "There has to be a sequence way to activate the resonance." Suddenly, Vogel appeared before them, a cruel smile playing on his lips. "Impressive, but futile," he said, raising his pistol. "You can't stop what's coming." Before he could fire, a figure emerged from the shadows, an old Berber man, clad in traditional robes, his face weathered and wise. He moved with surprising agility, disarming Vogel with a swift, practiced maneuver. "You seek to plunder what is sacred," the Berber man said, his voice low and resonant. "This city is protected by forces you cannot comprehend." Who are you? Rhys demanded, cautiously leveling his revolver. I am Khalil, the Berber replied, Guardian of Zerzura. Khalil explained that the Sphinx was not merely a beast, but a construct a guardian placed to test the worthiness of those who sought the city's secrets. A harmonic resonance was not merely a frequency, but a key harmonic convergence of mind, body and spirit. You must understand, Khalil continued, Zerzura's true treasure is not gold or jewels, but knowledge, ancient wisdom, that can heal the world, or destroy it. He instructed them to focus their intent, to synchronize their minds with the pyramid's energy, to become a conduit for the harmonic resonance. It was a gamble, a test of their very souls. Rhys and Amelia closed their eyes, focusing their thoughts, silencing the fear and doubt that threatened to consume them. They reached out with their minds, seeking the pyramid's energy, attempting to become one with its ancient wisdom. The Sphinx roared, sensing the threat, attempting to disrupt their focus. But they held firm, their minds locked in a silent communion with the pyramid. Suddenly, a wave of energy pulsed outwards, washing over the city. The Sphinx let out a mournful cry, its eyes dimming as it slowly sank to its knees. The Nazi soldiers froze in their tracks, their weapons falling from their nervous fingers. The harmonic resonance had worked, but as the initial surge of energy subsided, Amelia noticed something disturbing. The air shimmered, and a dark, shadowy figure began to materialize within the central pyramid. It was taller than any man, its features obscured by swirling darkness. "What is that?" Rhys whispered, his voice filled with dread. Khalil's face paled. "The Shadow Lord," he breathed. "The true Guardian of Zerzura. He sleeps, but the resonance has awakened him." The Shadow Lord let out a chilling laugh that echoed through the city, a sound that seemed to drain the warmth and joy from the very air. "You have freed me," the Shadow Lord boomed, his voice resonating with ancient malice. "Now Zerzura will belong to me." He raised a hand, and the very ground began to tremble. The ancient city, once a beacon of hope and wisdom, now stood poised on the precipice of a new darkness. Amelia knew, with a chilling certainty, that their journey had just begun. The discovery of Zerzura was not the end of their quest, but merely a terrifying prelude to a far greater danger. As the Shadow Lord prepared to unleash his power, Amelia and Rhys stood ready, facing the darkness, determined to protect the secrets of Zerzura, even if it meant sacrificing everything. The fate of the world, it seemed, rested on their shoulders.